Get out of the vehicle. Do not roll the window up.
You don't have the right to hold my window, sir.
Get out of the vehicle.
Are you required to get out of your vehicle during a traffic stop? Hey, this is Chris Allen with Shane Smith Law, and today we're going to be looking at a video in which you'll see the driver of a car being asked to get out of the vehicle by the police officer. Let's watch.
Get out of the vehicle. Do not roll the window up.
You don't have the right to hold my window, sir.
Get out of the vehicle.
I'm not getting out of nothing.
Lawful
Stop.
order.
You're not
Get out of
getting
the
it.
vehicle.
Sir, have I committed a crime? You have not articulated a
I'm
crime.
telling you to keep your hands up on the dash.
What's your reasonable,
Keep your hands up on the
articulable
dash.
suspicion that I committed a crime, sir?
Open your door.
As you can see here, the police officer has already instructed the driver to get out of the vehicle. The driver is attempting to roll the window up and refusing to
Do
cooperate.
so. Roll your window
My
down.
hands are here.
Roll your window down.
No, sir, you're giving me orders for what? How are you giving me orders? You're a public servant. You work for me.
Exactly. It's for my safety.
It's for my safety too. I don't trust you. You was just about to pull a fucking taser on me for nothing.
Now, the situation has escalated. The police officer is still commanding the driver to get out of the vehicle. Now, the driver is telling the police officer he doesn't have the right to request him to get out of the vehicle.
Can you call your supervisor, please, sir?
Officers in route.
No, I asked for your supervisor. Call your supervisor now.
As you can see by the video, the police officer was requesting the driver to get out of the vehicle. Now, before we discuss whether or not the driver should have complied, let's discuss what the officer is allowed to do during a traffic stop. They can ask for your driver's license, they can ask for your proof of insurance, and they can ask for the registration of the vehicle or to look at the documentation with regard to who owns the vehicle. Now, here we see the officer. He should have de-escalated the situation by adjusting his tone. The officer has his hands inside the vehicle trying to pull the glass down after he's instructed the driver to get out of the vehicle. The driver assumes that he doesn't have to comply for whatever reason. But the fact is, a Supreme Court case in 1977, the state of Pennsylvania versus Harry Mims, the court ruled that the driver can be asked to get out of the vehicle by the police officer. The court found that for two reasons. One, the safety of the driver, or all the occupants of the vehicle for that matter. We've all seen videos here and there where a police officer would be standing on the side of the road during a traffic stop and maybe another car comes by and hits the car and the officer either gets struck or barely gets out of the way. So safety of the occupants in the vehicle. Another reason, the safety of the police officer. Occupants or the driver of the vehicle, they can easily conceal, say, firearms or any other types of weapons that may be dangerous to the police officer if they're sitting in the vehicle. However, it would be much more difficult to do this if they're standing out in the open in front of the police officer. So now that we know that the police officer can require the occupants of the vehicle to exit, here we see the officer putting his hands on the glass, trying to pull the glass down. Well, in fact, the officer would be within his right to even break the glass if he needed to get the occupants out of the vehicle, because they are, by court precedent, required to get out of the vehicle. If you have any questions about this or any other matter, please give us a call, 980-999-9999. In pain, call Shane.
In pain, so I call Shane. 980-999-9999. In pain, call Shane.